Hello and welcome everybody to episode 169 of today's News Tonight. This is, of course, the weeknight news show where we're joined by special guests, our lovely patrons, and our amazing YouTube audience to discuss the day's gaming news. I'm your host for today's episode, Ash Paulson, and I'm joined, as always, by my good friend and GVG co-founder, Derek Bittner, along with our very special guest, the one and only superstar content creator, SomeCallMeJohnny. Johnny, how's it going, man?
Thank you. I don't know. A superstar. Okay, that's a stretch.
Hell yeah, man. You're a superstar in my heart, in our hearts.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, bro. I was happy to be back once again.
Dude,
this riveting
same. It's an honor to have you back, and we figured, hey, Final Fantasy XIV, thought of you immediately. We have a couple of Final Fantasy stories today, and we were like, you know what? Let's see if we can get Johnny back. It is a pleasure and an honor to have you back on the show, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm ready to talk your ear off for Final Fantasy XIV because I cannot believe the stuff that I've been hearing over the last week.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, before we get to that, we do have a couple of top of show stuff to get through. First of all, we have a couple of birthday shout outs for some of our beloved patrons. Both Super Gamer Dude 101 and Ukulele Sky are celebrating their birthdays tomorrow. So happy almost birthday to Super Gamer Dude 101 and Ukulele Sky. We love you both. Thank you so much for being here, being in our community, being patrons and supporting us. We love you both. Happy birthday. Seriously. I hope you have a great birthday, a great Saturday. The best birthdays are the Saturday birthdays, right? Can we all agree on that?
Just take it easy.
Exactly. So happy birthday to you both. And then just a couple of quick news items. They're not like news items. These are like little bits because they're not big enough to be like full news stories, but good news. The entire Sonic voice cast has been confirmed to be returning for Sonic Frontiers. Hell yeah. That is always good news.
Which ones? Because we got a new Knuckles for Team Sonic Racing. Which Knuckles are we getting?
It's like, I don't even know what that means anymore. I think it's like,
we don't know exactly what this means. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at like bare minimum, it's Mike Pollock as Eggman and Roger Craig Smith as Sonic.
Right.
I don't
and Colleen O'Shaughnessy as Tails.
Yeah, Tails.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly which incarnation of the Sonic voice cast this means, but it was this comes by way of Sam's Pro Station on Twitter, and it was confirmed via the official Sonic live stream, apparently, which we did not watch, so we can't say for sure which specific actors this means, but as you said, Johnny, I think this at a bare minimum means Roger, Colleen, and Mike Pollock for Eggman. Yes. So either way,
which shows that the kind of core ones. It was very weird hearing not Travis Willingham as Knuckles in Team Sonic Racing.
Right.
That threw me for a loop.
So, good news on that front, and that news, taken alongside the fact that we know that Ian Flynn is going to be, helping to write the story. All, good signs. It's just a matter of, can Sonic Team nail the landing in terms of the gameplay? That's the big question. Let's hope they can. And another quick news bit, and this is a little less happy, and by a little less, I mean, this is kind of sad. All of a sudden, Nintendo Minute is over. Kit and Krista,
I saw
they're
that.
done. I mean, yeah, I don't think they're done at Nintendo, but that Nintendo Minute is done, their show, and I don't watch Nintendo Minute regularly, so I don't know if they've been hinting at this at all, but to me, this kind of came out of nowhere.
Maybe it's because of low viewership. I would think that something ending is because either it's run its course or because it's getting diminishing returns. I feel that's probably the reason, and content creation and all that sort of thing. So I don't even know what Nintendo Minute is, to be fair, because I don't really follow Nintendo news like that.
Never really watched it myself, but it basically was just like the two of them hanging out doing Nintendo stuff, whether it's new games or whatever. From what I could tell,
yeah,
it was an advertising thing.
Show.
Yeah,
it's funny. Yul Ben Kenobi, just as you said that, Johnny, Yul Ben Kenobi in our live audience patron chat said exactly the same thing. I don't even know what Nintendo Minute is. And Moon Knight just before that said almost like no one watched them, poor guys. So maybe that's why. Maybe they just weren't getting high enough viewership. But I've had the pleasure of meeting them both in person at various events. They're both incredibly nice, kind people. Their love for Nintendo is obviously genuine. So whatever they're doing next at Nintendo, I hope they enjoy it. I hope they find other cool things to do, because I did watch a few episodes of Nintendo Minute, and it was fun. It was cute. I always enjoyed their energy, their passion. So here's hoping that they've got some other cool project lined up at Nintendo. But it's kind of a end of an era type thing for those of us who have followed them over the years at Nintendo. So it is what it is. But I'm guessing, you're probably right. Low viewership might be the reason why. All right. Well, one more thing before the news. We do have a couple of super chats to read out. So first is $4.99 from Synchro Lord saying, "Good vibes, please. My dad will go to hospice on Sunday and it hurts. I am so sorry for your loss. That is, I don't even know what to say other than I am so deeply, genuinely, incredibly sorry. And you can have all the good vibes, all my good vibes, all of our good vibes in general.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're really sorry to hear that. And we're happy you're here with us. We hope you enjoy the episode and it helps you, helps distract you a little bit. So all the love to you, Synchro Lord. Really, really sorry for that. Next is £5 from Alan Wilkinson saying, "Shout out to Digimon Con for A, existing, and B, taking place in many time zones, including Japan, on February 27th, better known as Pokemon Day." That's bold.
Yeah, that's
them to do that.
Quite a flex.
Yeah, seriously.
That's really, wow.
You want Mons? We'll give you Mons.
Yeah.
Right? No hate toward Digimon, but I hope that, Digimon's great, but I just hope that it gets the proper attention it deserves on Pokemon Day, because I feel like Pokemon's obviously a huge, it's like, I don't want to say Dave and Goliath, like Digimon's huge, but Pokemon
like
is
Dave
like
and Jeff.
Dave and Jeff.
Yeah, Dave and Jeff.
Nice. There you go. And then next is $5 from Jaden Buck saying, "Crazy question Fridays. Crazy question number 21. Have you ever felt like at any point of your life eating nothing but straight up bread?"
No.
I mean, I'll have bread just to snack on. I'll be honest. Like I'll just, yeah. I mean, that's about it. The only like bread related thing I do is the crust, the end pieces of bread, loaves. That's jelly bread for me. Pop some jelly, pop some peanut butter on. Bam. It's a.
I eat bread. Like I'll butter up some bread before eating a steak. Like
yeah.
Lone Star or whatever it's called nowadays, Outback, I guess. That's it though. Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat.
Makes you fat. Said bread makes you fat. Yeah, I love that. But I mean, I will say carbs are my favorite food group for sure.
Yeah.
And I love carbs in all the forms they come in. But have I specifically nothing or ever wanted to eat nothing but straight up bread? No, I can't say I have. But I do love carbs. So for better and
dinner
worse,
rolls at Thanksgiving. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Definitely.
I agree.
I love those Hawaiian bread hot dog rolls too. Like sometimes make hot dogs and get those Hawaiian bread buns, and they're so good. Okay, and then one more for now, and then we will go ahead and move on with the news. And as always, we will read out the rest of the super chats throughout the rest of the show, so don't worry, we're not missing anybody. But for right now, we'll end with Jared Helder, $5 Canadian. Thank you, and Jaden, thank you as well, so much as well. Jared says, "I'm surprised. Nintendo Minute just aired its last episode. Kid and Krista will be missed. Their show always had good vibes, good fun, and good guests." And yeah, that's just kind of what we got done talking about. It is a bit of a surprise, and we can only surmise that it's maybe due to low viewership. But as we said, we agree. They were, they're great entertainers, and I enjoyed their content in Nintendo Minute. So best of luck to whatever to them and whatever they're doing next at Nintendo. And thank you again, Jared. All right. Well, with that said, we do have some news to discuss, and we're going to go ahead and start with the big one of the stories that's on our thumb today. I know you guys are ready to talk about some Final Fantasy XIV, so let's get right into it and get that story up on screen.
Hold on, Ash. Sorry, I was... Okay, now we're good.
Nice. So, Square Enix is having a very good problem right now with FF14, and that is that it is too successful. It's doing too well. There is overwhelming demand for the game, overwhelming server congestion, to the point that they have actually now had to temporarily suspend sales of both the physical and digital versions of FF14 just to make it so people who already have it can play. And not only that, but because there's so much server congestion, people are having a really hard time logging in. They already had offered their subscribers or players a 1 week of free game time, and now they're offering another week, so 14 days total of compensated game time for the fact that people just can't even log in. So this is obviously a very good problem to have. Not as good a problem for the player base, but this is all coming from a personal note from Naoki Yoshida, who we have talked about in the past is just what a great... I mean, he's the producer and director of FF14, but he's also the steward of its community. And I've seen him time and time again prioritize open and honest and transparent communication with the community. And I think it's just fantastic the way he continues to be completely honest and open. But I've been talking a lot for being the one person here who doesn't really play FF14. So Johnny, I'm going to throw it over to you. How are you feeling about the current state of FF14 and what's going on with this right now?
All right, so I feel I have a privileged standpoint because I do most of my Final Fantasy XIV stuff in the ass crack of dawn, where there are no queue times, because the big bottlenecking point is during peak hours, and we're talking queues that can go 5,000 to 6,000 plus, where it takes you about 2 hours just to get inside the game itself. And that's just on the Crystal data center. That's not even the most popular data center. If we're talking about Aether or Primal, I've heard stories of the tens of thousands of player queues, which means you're not getting in tonight. I'm sorry. Like you worked your 9 to 5 today. You were hoping to come back home and relax with Final Fantasy 14. I'm sorry, hon, that ain't happening. Try again later. That's all you can. That's the only way you can really play the game now. You got to either play early in the morning or early afternoon, but once it hits mid-afternoon, evening, you're not playing the game. Like, at least not immediately.
Right.
Yeah. What Amy and I have started doing is we finish up and I'll start logging in. We'll hit it and start logging in, and it'll be 2-3 hours with a queue of 3,000, typically 3,500 sometimes. And, that's a 2-3 hour wait till you actually get in. But, it's like, all right, well, let's get house cleaned up and stuff done, and then we'll be back and we can jump in and actually do this stuff. But, I'm busy with a bunch of other things. So by the time I'm able to log on, it's midnight, which means the queue's around 400 people at that point, which is not too bad.
Jeez.
And it definitely can be long. But ever since instituting this, I will say, I saw last night when we went to log in, it went down to 2,000 rather than 3,000. So it helped. It has helped.
I think people are starting to slowly ebb away. Like the main MSQ players, the main story players are done, and they probably don't have any interest in the upcoming raid series that's being released next week, if I believe correctly. And the hardcore base is waiting for the Savage tier of that fight to come out in a couple weeks from time. But that's a minority in the much larger general community for 14. So I want to say it's only gonna get better, but we're still weeks, if not months, away from things stabilizing, for lack of a better word. Like again, it's so the queue times are bad alone, and like I've never heard of a game that was so successful we have to stop selling it.
That's weird.
I've never heard of a game that did that, to my recollection anyway. And it's not just a matter of like the physical and digital editions getting delisted temporarily. They stopped the free trial.
Yeah,
there is no more free trial. Right. You cannot
they
get
killed
to
the meme.
60 and enjoy Heaven's Sword. Leave. Play something else.
Get out.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. So very bizarre.
Yeah, I will say that one thing to correct you on, Ash, is that it's not an additional week, and it's an additional 2 weeks. So there are 21 free days now that
almost a month.
Players
almost
get.
an entire month.
I saw you're right. I misread it. An additional 14 days. My mistake.
Yeah,
14. I just realized that,
which is even better. That's even.
Yeah, I wonder. But yeah, it's crazy how much they've done for this. And I don't think they'd have to do this if we didn't have this current bottleneck and getting components that they need. They are ordering it. He detailed what they're doing to try to make this happen, and how they're even like looking into paying above cost just so they can get these on, and it's still just impossible. Apparently they're making a little bit of progress towards that, but it's still
the big issue is the shortage of semiconductors, which I think is a thing that's affecting a lot of companies across the world at this time because of the pandemic and all that. And like the only way I believe you're getting any sort of movement going on this like paying above top dollar, which I think Square can finally bite the bullet and do, because 14 has been that successful. But then there's also the matter of not only just getting the new product but also implementing it. It's going to be a while. Like unfortunately, like this is just something that we just have to just grit our teeth and just deal with for the time being. And I mean, at least it's again, it's weird because it's a positive problem.
Yeah,
it's the game's doing too well. I ultimately don't know how to feel about that, because I mean, I'm still enjoying myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Have we gotten sales numbers of Endwalker yet? I haven't seen anything.
I don't believe we got anything over solid sales figures. All I do know is that a lot of people are playing the game right now. Like,
yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
Like, I believe the last time I heard the player count, it's like 24 million, which, I've watched a few documentaries and it's like celebrating having, 4 million players. It's like, yay, we're doing well.
The entire population of Shanghai is online right now.
And it's just this amazing confluence of events where they have this exodus from WoW, this this good word of mouth for 14, and
free trial.
its own meme. A meme helps. And then, hey, brand new expansion to enjoy. And I mean, it'll be a while till I reach Endwalker. I'm just now hitting Heaven's Ward, so I'm getting there. But
take your time.
Yeah, it really does seem like it at that point.
Right.
But I will say, Ash, if you ever find yourself able to play again, I'm telling you, you hit that end point of like right before Heaven's Ward, it will hook you.
I know it will. I mean, I have no doubt. That's the thing is I don't need to be convinced. I want to play the game, but I'm still at level 8 just out of my starting city, and I know how much the 1.0, first part of main game content lasts before you even get to the first expansion. And I just don't know when I'm going to have that kind of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like now, but maybe I should reactivate my subscription before Tuesday, December 21st at 12 a.m. Pacific, because that extra 14 days gets applied to anybody who has an active subscription by then.
Right.
So maybe I should just sign up for another month or two.
Just marathon it through 14 days.
You can do that.
It's easy.
Yeah. All good.
Absolutely.
Marathon FF14 in 14 days. I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong?
One expansion.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I hear, that's what Sakaguchi did. I mean,
God, yeah, I remember hearing about that. That was weird. Like, Hironobu Sakaguchi actually playing that. I was like, all right, fine, I'll play it. It's like, still bitter, by the way.
It's like, oh crap, this is good. Hey, do you want to actually collaborate and me make a storyline for this? Yes.
Yeah, sure.
What's really wild is they're even going so far as to temporarily suspend new ads for the game.
Yeah,
that's how serious this is. They're
go away.
Ads. Not only can you not buy it, but they're not even going to try to sell it to you right now. Which good on them though. Good on them for really taking this seriously.
It's like Clerks. Instead of yes, we're open, it's I assure you we're closed.
We're closed. Yeah, absolutely. They gotta intentionally jam the locks with gum. It's like the long ass queue times.
And just a couple of other more minor things they mentioned. They are going to patch the error 2002 login queue issue in a new patch on Tuesday. So they've heard the complaints about that. They're patching that. They talk about the upcoming patch schedule in general. And then they do actually reference specifically the component shortage for computers and everything that's obviously affecting every industry worldwide. But they talk about the fact that the semiconductor shortage is kind of why there haven't been any new worlds added to the game to kind of help alleviate the server congestion, because they have plans to build a new logical data center with new worlds, but they just haven't been able to do it yet due to both the pandemic and the worldwide shortage in components. So this is it's unfortunate, but I do appreciate their honesty. I wish we saw more of this from other publishers.
It's one of those things where if you look into Yoshida at all, and they have this whole thing of like things they'll always remember, that like they have like almost pinned up. It's like, and one of the things is never forget that we're here because of the fans, because they were able to hang on long enough in 1.0 that they could revitalize. And everything I've seen of 1.0, God, that's a slog. And even seeing the early days of like 2.0 is a little rough in what was there.
It's weird that it's because the 2002 error code that is specifically causing people to lose their spot in the queue stems from a bug because of the coding of 1.0. It's a long occurring meme and known thing that 14's code is spaghetti. Mm-hmm. Like it is living on a prayer that it runs even to this day, because it's still based off a lot of the skeleton work that was introduced in 1.0. The error code that we're getting nowadays stems from the original 1.0 coding, And I think at this point, it's like, guys, we have to kill this ghost.
Exactly.
It's like it's lingered on way too long.
It just won't leave.
It won't leave.
Right.
But I have to agree that I've never. I'm pretty sure if I had a little more time to think about it, I can name a couple of others, but I can't think of another creator that I have so much love and admiration and respect for than Naoki Yoshida. Because I feel like this guy is just tremendously open and transparent with something that he helped pioneer and get out of the mud that it was the original 14's release. And there's a very good reason why his involvement in the upcoming Final Fantasy 16 has a lot of people excited, because this guy knows what he's doing. This guy knows what he's doing, and he knows how to work with the team. And I'm very much appreciative that he's just been open about it.
It always feels like his team is dedicated to getting this stuff done and like living up to his vision. Like I don't think you've watched it, Ash, but even if you're not, like, I highly recommend it to everybody. No Clips documentary on what do you remember what it's called, Johnny?
I know what video you're talking about. I don't remember the specific title for it though. But just type in Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 documentary. It should be like that.
Yeah, like Final Fantasy XIV No Clip. It's a 3-part documentary, and good God, like that was before I even started playing. I'm like watching this. Like, this man is a saint, and he is wonderful. Just seeing what he went through and how he talked to the bosses.
Oh, Arkwing24 in our patron chat mentioned that Yoshida literally broke down in tears over a 2-week delay. He cares a lot. And that really, you don't see that kind of just, heart on your sleeve, genuineness, for lack of a better term, a lot in game publishers and developers. So it's really refreshing to see. And it just makes me wish even more that I had time to get caught up with FF14, because I'm so into everything I've heard about it and everything. I mean, I like what I played the first couple hours. I enjoyed it. And I like what I, understand to be Yoshida as a person. I really respect the way he's so honest and transparent and emotionally invested in this game and its community. And he kind of sounds a little bit like Square Enix's kind of version of, I don't want to know, that sounds like it's selling him short. But when I think of how much Yoshida clearly has passion for his games and his community, I kind of think about Sakurai in terms of his attention to detail and how precious he gets with Smash. The difference there being, though, he's not quite as transparent with the Smash community, mostly because I think Nintendo probably wouldn't be cool with that. And, but when I think of someone who's so singularly devoted to his craft, it kind of reminds me of how Sakurai is. And it just makes me want to play FF14 even more, because I have a ton of respect for this guy, despite not playing his game. And it does make me, very curious about what he's doing with FF16. That's the next step. Let's get him to be open and transparent about what the hell's going on with FF16, because I need to know. We all need to know. The internet needs it.
I can wait a little longer. 14 is keeping me more than occupied.
That is true. I have a lot of 14 to play, so I guess I can wait on 16. But I mean, I still haven't beaten 15, so I'm behind on things.
That's true.
Right. Well, and as Yulben Kenobi mentioned, we'll be waiting a while, saying RIP seeing new 16 stuff in 2021. Yeah, we were told that would happen. It hasn't happened. We got about 2 weeks left. I don't think it's happening. So we're going to have to wait until 2022 to find out what's going on with 16. But I agree with you guys. Even though aesthetically what I haven't seen of 16 so far, it hasn't really grabbed me, I have complete and utter trust in Yoshida to make a game that's going to impress us. And I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that I get the time to play 14 someday, because, God, why wouldn't I want to play more of it, right?
Join us.
Join us.
Yeah, I know. 14-day marathon.
I literally just put in like an hour or two a day when I get the chance. It's not every day, but it's like when I get a chance, like, all right, I'm going to get an hour or two, and okay, that's enough. I want to play more, but that's all that's all the time I have.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I know you guys could easily make this a whole episode about FF14, but we do in fact have other games to discuss and other news.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah.
That's why we stuck
Johnny, you'll want to stay.
That is why we stuck the other Final Fantasy story at the end.
Yeah.
Make sure you stick around.
At the end, so you'd have to stay for that. We do have one more FF story coming later, but before that, we do have a few more super chats to read out. So next, our first is RecBCQ with $2 saying episode 169. Nice. I knew somebody was going to say something about that. So RecBCQ, thank you for proving me right. Next is Sonic and Mega Man 531 with $5. Thank you so much. And I apparently have to read this in Sonic's voice. Here we go. Hey, Johnny, I want to know your opinion about the Activision Blizzard crisis. What do you think?
It sucked. Well, it's really weird that Sonic could be asking.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
Really bizarre.
Sonic's voice. Yeah.
It's messed up, and people should start taking accountability. I can't talk tonight. Accountability for their actions. That's all I'll really say about that. Right, that's kind of a whole different can of worms. We're talking. We're about good vibes tonight.
Yeah. Thankfully, we don't have any Activision Blizzard
Activision Blizzard stuff.
Yeah, I guess the proper Sonic would the voice to do would be the Urkel one, so I could say, Activision Blizzard's no good.
Oh god,
so,
that is scarily accurate.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, fuck Activision Blizzard. We've said it a bunch of times here.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
The whole thing needs to get better, but that's a topic for a different day. Next up is Mwape Mulinga with $2, asking Johnny, when's the GVG crossover versus? I'm guessing they mean FF14 is their PvP.
No, I think they mean like an actual physical bout.
Yeah, physical bout. It's like
and Kai will be my tag team partner because he can headbutt worth a damn. So
nice.
Okay.
True.
Yeah. Little insider baseball. I was holding Kai earlier today, playing with him, and all of a sudden he decides to just go right into my nose. I still have a headache.
So. A bit of a headache from that, right? Yeah.
That was at like 3. I'm still suffering from it. Dude, I'm signing him up for karate or something.
He's already headstrong. Gotta love it.
Sweep the leg.
All right. Well, hey, I mean, that's perfect. Again, I've told you the fact that your son is named Kai and you haven't watched Cobra Kai is just not even, I don't understand. It doesn't compute. There's your reason. There's your sign, man. The two are inextricably linked.
Also, the dude that swept the leg was Johnny, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
This is a very small universe.
This is a very small universe.
Very small universe.
Kai hasn't been watching Cobra Kai when you're not watching him. It might be sneaking some TV hours.
God, if he is.
Right.
Don't do it to me. Do it to the dog.
Yeah. Next is $5 from Screamo Shaman. Thank you very much. Saying, please unhear about critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, which no longer has a free trial up to level 60. Yeah, it'll be. I wonder if they'll bring that back when the congestion issues have been,
Maybe.
I'd be surprised if it was anytime soon. Honestly, I'm one of the few that thinks that the free trial should have been deactivated before Endwalker was released because I know they wanted to prioritize already subscribed players because they have been there the longest and they've been looking forward to this the most. And I know the free trial kind of made things a little worse in that regard. So I think maybe they're just going to ease up on it for maybe a month or two because they got all the press in the world now because of their own success.
Right. So
gotcha. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. One more super chat for now, and then we'll go ahead and move on with the news. Andre H with $5. Thank you very much. Saying, hi, GVG. Thank you for keeping me company while I finished up all my finals this week. Happy holidays, y'all. Well, we're happy to keep you distracted. Company while you worked on your finals. And hopefully you did well. Hopefully we didn't imperil your grades at all, but happy holidays to you as well. And thank you for being here and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. So thank you so much. All right. So we do, in fact, have some non-FF14 news to discuss today. I know, boo, but this is actually
hey, I don't make the rules.
Yeah, exactly. This is actually pretty good news, though. For a while, it seemed as though Nintendo was only going to give us Paper Mario for Nintendo Switch Online stuff in December, but it turns out we got some more. So let's get that story up on screen. So Nintendo just dropped 5 games for Nintendo Switch Online SEGA Genesis. Those being Altered Beast, ToeJam Earl, Sword of Vermilion, Dynamite Headdy, and Thunder Force 2. And so that, to me, offers some sort of hope that maybe, we'll get more than maybe it initially seems if we get like 1 game at a time. That doesn't necessarily mean Genesis games or maybe even NES or SNES games are off the table. It seems like they're doing separate announcements for these. So that's good news. And to be fair, this is a pretty decent slate of games. except for Altered Beast. I don't care, Sega. I don't care how many times you
Altered Beast sucks.
It's never gonna be good. This is like Sega's Ice Climber or Urban Champion. They re-release it all the time. It's never gonna be an actual classic. It's not. The best thing about it is its voice clips. Like,
I have played and beat that game. It sucks.
It's terrible.
I know a number of people popped off for Dynamite Headdy, and as a lover of treasure games, I think everybody should probably play that one the most and tell them to make another Gunstar Heroes for the love of God.
I agree.
We got the Gunstar Superheroes on Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, like 30 years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with you, Johnny. I think Dynamite Headdy is the gem of this group. I mean, and it's a pretty good group minus Altered Beast, but I think Dynamite Headdy is the standout here. Now, of course, it must be said that 4 of these 5 games continue. They are still represented in the SEGA Genesis Classics Collection if you own that. So again, there's a lot less value here if you own that game, but at least Thunder Force 2 is not in that collection. So we're starting with games that are not represented in that Classics Collection. And you know what? If you don't have it, this is a good slate of games, again, other than Altered Beast, which Sega, stop trying to make Altered Beast a thing. It's just never going to be, man. But yeah, good news, I think. And I tweeted this out, and you all probably know where I'm going with this, but I just hope we at some point see Mega Man: The Wily Wars in this service someday. That would be pretty cool.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, we'll get Wily Wars. We'll get Castlevania Bloodlines. You know, it's.
I think so too.
They're putting it in everything nowadays, so it's just makes sense now. You know, it was a time when we couldn't get Bloodlines on anything, and now it's just, hey, you want Bloodlines? You want Bloodlines? Oh wait, we already did get Bloodlines. Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, and we got Strider. You know, so we already know Capcom is supporting Genesis Online. So I agree. I think it's just a matter of time, but I feel like kind of been asking for it like that because it wasn't that long ago that Mega Man: The Wily Wars wasn't even playable really in any official capacity in the US. So that only recently changed with the Sega Genesis Mini. So I'm kind of spoiled here to be like, I have a Genesis Mini. I could just hook it up, but I kind of just want the convenience of being able to play it on Switch Online.
You didn't have the Sega channel in the 90s?
I did not have the Sega channel as a kid. That was, the one thing I did not have. I did have X-Band, though. I had an X-Band for SNES. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Old school. It totally aged. Why did I even say that? I'm aging myself so much. My God.
We know how old you are at this point, Dash.
Yeah.
Ancient.
That's true. I just turned 24.
You were 24 last year.
Yeah.
But so how do you guys feel about this potentially boding well for future months where, you know, we know that next month we're getting Banjo-Kazooie for N64, but maybe now we can say, hey, maybe that's not all we're getting. Maybe we'll get some Genesis games or some NES or SNES games.
It's great for those that have the expansion, but those who don't have the expansion are getting jack and squat right now, that's for sure.
I question why Shadow drop it. Because everybody and their grandmother complains about Nintendo drip feeding virtual console releases, and then you go and release 5 games under our noses and don't make a bigger deal out of that to gain good faith in your community. Is it because it's Genesis? Is there still like some animosity like 40 years later about like, you know, we never forgot you about that Genesis doesn't Nintendo, by the way, so like we're never giving you publicity for these releases. I don't think it's that, but still it's like I'm more curious as to why it was just shadow dropped and not really announced. To my knowledge, I'm not sure. If they did, then I'm stupid, but from what I understand.
I think it was just shadow drop.
Yeah, they just is like, by the way, here you go, and it's like, oh, okay. Thanks.
And I don't get that either because if you're Nintendo, because of the massive backlash to the Switch Online expansion pack pricing, if I'm Nintendo, I want to shout this from the heavens. Hey, guess what? There's more value for your $50 a year.
Altered Beast.
Pay attention.
Yeah, Altered Beast.
Yeah, so it's Altered Beast. Yeah, there you go. But I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Is there a Genesis release that would catch everybody off guard, being like, "Oh crap, this"? Because Genesis releases so much stuff. I don't.
Contra Hardcore.
Oh yeah, Contra Hardcore.
Adventures of Batman and Robin. There's a couple of them.
There we go. TMNT, the Hyperstone heist. Now we're talking.
Oh yeah, there we go. I'd buy the expansion pass for that alone.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I should have said this at the top of the show, but as Derek knows, pulling this episode together was a bit of a last-minute scramble today because it's been a bit busy. We recorded a discussion earlier and all that, but Christmas Nathan, the VA, in our chat reminding us that today is Mega Man's 34th anniversary and X's 28th anniversary. So happy birthday to two of my favorite Blue Bombers, Mega Man and X. That would have been perfect to get Wily Wars, though, right? That's such a missed opportunity. But yeah, it is Mega Man's 34th anniversary today, as well as X's 28th. So good stuff there. And thank you for the reminder, Nathan. I should have said that at the top of the episode. I'm a fraud. What can I say? But one other thing really quick about Genesis Online, M2, the emulation masters at M2 also tweeted out saying they made a contribution to the development of SEGA Genesis Nintendo Switch Online. We don't know what contribution that is, but
explains why you're not hearing stories about Genesis emulation breaking.
Exactly. So we don't know exactly what contribution they made, but they had a hand in the development of the Genesis emulator used for NSO, and that's not surprising at all given how good the emulation is compared to the N64 one. So good on M2. They always
I hear nothing but great things over them. Like they know what they're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same. Oh God, Nathan says he's revoking my Mega Man badge because I didn't remember to mention the birthday at the top of the episode. Yeah. For this very reason. All right. Well, let's hope that the slate of Genesis releases keeps up and we get multiple games per month. That would be really nice. Because the whole drip feed thing does just get so old, and I'm pretty much expecting that we're never going to get more than one N64 game a month, or if we do, it's going to be very rare. So let's hope that maybe we'll continue to get more than one.
Too bad to get one N64 game and 5 Genesis games each month. They're going to go that method, I suppose.
One a month,
not at all.
One a month is pretty rough. They'll run out of games if they do it quicker.
Okay.
Yeah, I would even take 2. Like maybe, 2 is still low, but even 2 N64 games a month would feel a little bit better. But hopefully Nintendo does something amid all this backlash, because they do need to add more value to this thing more quickly than just a game a month on N64. And I think Genesis games will help that, but I don't think that's the only answer. I think it's going to take a bit more of a concerted effort on all fronts, and we haven't heard from NES and SNES for a while. For the online services. So I hope those aren't just kind of like forgotten about. I hope we're also getting...
You got all you're getting, tough luck.
Very likely the case.
Right.
I don't want to be pessimistic about that sort of thing, but they've done it 3-4 times already at this point. That's why everybody makes memes on the drip feed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do have some more news to talk about, but we also have some more super chats. Starting with Storysmith with $4.09. Thank you very much. Saying, sounds like FF14 has its own Sakurai. And that's exactly what I was saying, but I also didn't want to disrespect Yoshida by just saying, oh, he's like another Sakurai. No, he's very much his own amazing producer and director, and I don't want to, say he's just like a version of something else. Yeah, Yoshida is the Dark Souls of whatever.
Of Sakurai, Smash Brothers. Sakurai. I forgot where I was going with this.
Yeah. Next is $5 from Watcher TL. Thank you very much. Saying they may have stopped 14 advertising, but now they're offering deals for 11. LOL. That's
Are they really?
They were doing. Yeah, that's actually hilarious.
Wait, is 11 server still up? I don't even know.
Yeah, on PC it's still up and running.
Holy
crap. It ended years ago, but you can still play the game.
Yeah.
God,
don't do it.
No, I won't, because I picked up that game at launch because I'm a Final Fantasy fan. It's like, oh, this looks cool. And I've said this before, but whoever decided that if you die, you lose XP should be taken out back and beat with the woodshed.
With the woodshed.
The whole thing.
Yeah, with the whole thing. Just beat him over the head with it, because I was a loner getting to my first MMO, and it was just like, not telling you where the quests are and what you have to do. It's just like, so I'd be fighting just mobs and like, oh sweet, I reached level 5. Die.
I'll say real quickly, if you don't like that, when you get to it in 14, don't do the Eureka stuff, because Eureka is the giant callback to 11.
Oh really?
And don't do it. I'm saving you the pain right now.
To be fair, that wasn't as dark as I thought you were going, Derek. When you said take out back, and I was like, are you just going to say shoot?
No, we're just going to beat him to death.
It's going to do the bright bird thing, just the entire woodshed.
Exactly. That said, man, some of the callbacks are great, because Amy, she's playing and she's beating Stormblood at this point. She's getting into the tactic stuff, and she's like asking me about the these characters, like she's talking about these characters. I'm like, wait, I know that character name. I know. What? Oh, wow. And then like getting into that stuff, I was like, damn it.
It's almost like 14's a giant theme park.
It really is. It's like, here's an entire like thing related to tactics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, God damn it. It's like how they suck in.
Bolt Mouse X with a topical question in YouTube chat saying, because of X's birthday being today, favorite Mega Man X, anyone? Mine is Mega Man X4. Mine's X1, but X4 is a close second. X1 is just, I think, pretty much perfect.
X1 is, I don't like to throw the word around a lot, but it is damn near the perfect video game.
Yeah.
It really is.
I never get tired of playing it, despite like other games in the series. It enhancing and advancing beyond the basic mechanics of it. My God, everything just clicks so well with X1.
That is a just easy afternoon. Like you start playing it, you're there. You're not going to want to stop playing it until you're done because it's just such a good, fun ride. And I love X4, but yeah, X1's just the best.
X1, X2, X4, X8 is also surprisingly decent.
I need to check
X8
it out.
is
from my experience,
and I'll defend X3. It is a bit too ambitious in terms of it tried to do a little bit too much. It's a bit bloated, but it's still a pretty good game. I think I'd say even a great game, but it's not as good as 1, 2, or 4, for sure. Oh man, here we go. The perennial question from our good friend Bongo Lover with $5 Canadian. Thank you very much, Johnny. Do you drink Danimals? And if so, what flavor? And if I donate $169, can I get y'all in a tub of Danimals, specifically the vanilla flavor? Thanks, lol. Well, Johnny, I'll let you answer your part of the question first.
Well, all the respect for like just no subtlety with your fetishes in this world. The answer is I don't drink Danimals though. Are we talking about the yogurt?
Yeah, the yogurt
thing?
No. I don't know if you were around for this, but basically there was they got that mascot as part of one of the Sonic mobile games as a playable character, and it became a thing.
It's just become part of GVG lore, and the Bongo Lover has taken it and run with it for an impressively long time. They've stuck with this for a long time now, and Danimals and Bongo, the Danimals monkey, are now inextricably linked with GVG lore and history.
Well, hey, like I'm friends with a few suspiciously wealthy furries. You don't have to pay me $169 to dip myself in Danimals.
Well, that's the thing is what Taniac points out. I don't think we can buy enough Danimals for $169.
I was gonna say.
That's what I was gonna say. We'd lose money on this proposition because it would probably cost more than $169 to fill a tub with Danimals, and I feel like we might get like permanently blacklisted from YouTube if YouTube finds out 3 grown men are streaming from a tub full of white.
No, the only thing is like, all right, is this meant for kids?
It's not safe for humanity, let alone for kids. It's not safe for life.
Probably not good for us.
And probably not good for us too. Who knows what that might do to you? Like being in a tub of chemically processed yogurt for a couple hours. No, I appreciate your offer.
We found an unhealthy amount of Danimals in your ass.
Yeah,
what's going on?
I think we're good on that, Bongo Lover. I appreciate you willing to donate that much, but no, we're not going to make that pledge. Just don't think that's a good idea. But thank you, Bongo Lover, as always, for everything, and we just love that you are so committed to this. It's great. Next is $5 from Master of Hamsters, saying today was my last day of work before starting winter break. I'm free for only 2 weeks. Hey, you know what?
2 weeks is still something.
That's 14 days.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, 14 days to marathon FF14. So if you haven't played it yet, there you go.
That's twice it came back to 14.
Yeah, so
we're not going to escape it.
Your 2 weeks off. But no, enjoy your break. Happy holidays, and hope you have a great winter break. Next is, and this will be the last one for now. Then we'll read out the rest during, between future news stories. But right now we have $20. Thank you so much from Bry Lewis 97 saying, wishing you all well, and a fantastic weekend. Well, thank you for your generosity, Bry Lewis, and thank you for being in our community and hanging out with us today. We're just glad to have you here. So
seriously, hope you have a good weekend.
Next up, hope you have a great weekend and a great holiday season. Okay, well, next up is a story about a game that kind of died quickly after it came out, but there may yet be signs of life. So let's get that up on screen. So, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. Remember that game? It just got a DLC character, Garfield, but it feels like nobody's playing or talking about it anymore. It had some budgetary issues. Nickelodeon didn't seem to really believe in it, but maybe they do. We don't know much about its sales metrics, how much it needed to sell to succeed in Nickelodeon's eyes. But according to an interview with Smash Pro Hungrybox that has now kind of made its way into the game's official subreddit and Discord community, there's a lot happening behind the scenes for Nick Brawl. The next and final free DLC character is coming to the game pretty soon, and this character, given the leaks we know of, is probably Shredder. Here's hoping. And there are apparently multiple characters and stages in the works right now. Crossplay is coming to the game in Q1 2022, and they've teased voice acting. Like, you can't tease all this stuff and do all this without money. So it kind of tells me that maybe Nickelodeon, maybe they've been a little bit slow to react, but maybe they believe in this game more than we thought and are willing to put a little more money into it to give it the things that it really should have had at launch. How are you guys feeling about this?
All right, so I went into this game. I did a sponsored review for this one, and fun fact, I was originally a little meaner in the original script before they said, can you change this? Because you're sounding awfully negative. I was like, what? It's like, there's no alternate costumes. Yeah. There's no voices. Like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah.
But that's a game I want to love a lot more. Mm-hmm. And mechanically, I think it's pretty solid. However, I think the design, and I might be the minority, so I think the design mentality is too focused on the Smash Melee community specifically. Because from what I understand, in the Melee circle, a lot of Melee players love this game because it's just Melee with Nickelodeon characters, and no, that's fine. There are definitely qualities to having a very fast-paced Smash Brothers-esque fighter that maybe you couldn't get in Brawl or 4 or Ultimate, even for that matter. But I also feel that is limiting its potential reach in who's going to be playing this. Because to me, telling me that Nick All-Star's Brawl plays like Melee, it's not exactly very good selling point for a general audience. You know what I mean? Like, Melee players are already playing this game. You got to give me a reason to why I should play this game as a Nickelodeon fan. Well, what's got Nickelodeon characters? As a fighter, how does it do? Well, there's no alternate costume, there's no voice acting, and there's very limited roster, and DLC is already done. We got Garfield, and we give you Shredder. Cool. Maybe next time. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's something I want to like more, but as is, it merely exists as a video game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's one of those things where it was kind of a meme because it's like, this looks surprisingly decent for what it is, and then it was sort of bare bones, limited by its budget. And according to Koritama, that the game was top selling on the Switch eShop and in Steam the month it came out, so it probably made back its budget and then some, giving it its opportunity to do more with it. Have Nick like, hey, here's a paycheck, here's a check, let's try to keep this going and try to get more good word of mouth, especially with multiverses coming in. It's like, well, you guys are done, let's gonna steal that lunch and try to build off this post Smash Brothers DLC hype. I still think multiverses is probably going to win out in this battle. It just feels like they're doing a bit more with it. But new characters are always great. There's a lot of Nickelodeon characters to pull from. We talked for ages about possible characters. And I think the more they lean into meme choices or just classic choices, the better off they'll be. Get wild with this thing. Give us Rocco, give us Hugh Neutron, give us the stuff that, give us those old picks that give people, like, make people happy, and also the memes. That's
embrace the meme community and they will come, basically.
Yeah. Right. Shout outs to Spicy the Gingerbread Pandaughter for asking, can we get Tough Puppy in this? Because I worked on that show, and so many people don't even realize or remember that was a show that existed. So I'm glad, some people out there remember Tough Puppy, and thank you for shouting that out. It would be kind of weird all this time later, after having worked as a PA on the show, to see Dudley or Kitty in, Nick Brawl. That would be kind of cool. But, way before that was even a thought, just Rocco. Rocco needs to be in this game. And, I agree with you, Johnny. I'm not a Melee player myself. And I don't think marketing only to the Melee community is the way to go for this game. But I do enjoy the game. And I enjoy the game despite its shortcomings, despite no voice acting, despite some of the janky animations, despite the lack of content. And I want to see it succeed. So I really do hope that, with this, what seems to be a fresh infusion of, budget and funds with which they can keep making new content, I hope it turns the game's fortunes around, because I'd like to see it stick around. I want to see some high level competitive play. I want to see the community evolve and get deeper. And I think they have something here. They just need to add on to it, and they need to just, add enough content to the game where people feel more comfortable really investing. Because as you said, right now it's just 21 characters. There's very little meaningful single player content.
There's no alt colors, not even alt costumes. Like, we got one alt costume, and still no alt colors or anything like that.
Yeah, one costume per character, and that took like a few months. And one DLC character so far. So, I think they can turn it around, but I think them communicating their intentions at this time, this far in advance, I think is the right way to go. Now we know crossplay is coming. They're hinting at voice acting. Those are two huge things for the game. And now we know that we are for sure getting more than just the initial 2 free post-launch characters, right? We're getting one more character that's free. And then there's at least going to be some post-launch support going into 2022 with more characters and stages. So I want this game to succeed. I do. Is it Smash Ultimate? No, it's not even close. But it's still fun in its own right. And I want to see it fleshed out. So
I don't want to repeat a PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
Exactly.
It's the precedent thing. I want this game to succeed.
Right. And I think this game has the chops to succeed on a level that way beyond PlayStation All-Stars, which didn't succeed at all. I think it has the chops to be more than PlayStation All-Stars ultimately ended up being, but they just got to do it right. They have to walk this fine line carefully. But I do think that hinting at voice acting is a great start. And even just that is going, hopefully it's free. I don't think people should have to pay for it. I really do hope the voice acting update, if and when it happens, is free. But I think that alone is going to add so much personality to the game, because these are iconic cartoon characters. There should never have not been voice acting in this game. So,
I mean, we heard that clip from Multiversus with all the characters spouting their lines, and it
exactly
definitely
just that one little clip was like, oh my god, this is what Nick.
I do wonder if those clips will get a little old though, right beyond the simple grunts that.
Yeah, they can't be speaking full sentences, unfortunately.
Right.
It's got to be like quick 1 or 2 word quips. Otherwise everybody's Deadpool from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's like, oh my god, shut up.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do it. Yeah, you have to do it in a measured way. I mean, look at how Smash does it. That's, if they can get the budget to either record or reuse that wide a variety of lines for each character, then great. But it has to be more than just a couple of token grunts and one-liners for each character. Definitely. But yeah, here's hoping. I really I have high hopes for the game, and I hope they can turn it around, because I think there's something there. They just need more content. And Rocco, come on, Rocco.
Yeah, I'm seeing love. I'm seeing in the Discord chat. I'm seeing love for Doug. That's almost the last time I heard Killer Tofu from the Beats.
Quailman, Doug. I don't see Doug happening only
as a Disney
Killer Tofu.
Yeah. Although it's weird to think that, whoever thought that Doug and Sora of all characters would have something in common, but Doug is kind of like the Sora of this game, I guess, because of the Disney element. And if it can happen to Sora, hey, maybe there's hope yet for Doug.
What's Disney have over Warner Brothers that they won't let them play with for multiverses?
I know, right? That would be that's a whole other subject about what we can expect from multiverses. We did see that one new clip of gameplay that was posted a couple of days ago. And just that little clip looks really good. It looks polished. It's looking solid. And there feels like there's more impact and oomph behind the hits and sound effects in multiverses, just based on what little we've seen compared to Nickelodeon Brawl. So I don't know. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to Nick Brawl getting more content. I do like this game. So here's hoping. Here's hoping for the best. Move on to a few more super chats. First is $19.99 from our good. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, first is Hustle Bun with $1.99. Thank you very much. Saying, PSA, avoid the SEGA Genesis Classics collection. Awful input lag. Yeah, it's not the best, but I do still think it's a pretty decent collection. I have it, and I've played it, and I'm pretty sensitive to stuff like input lag, and I agree it's not the best, but I still think it's more than playable, personally. Do either of you have that collection?
Not that one. I live and die by the Sonic's Ultimate Genesis collection on PS3.
I don't even know. Maybe I do. I don't know. Like collections kind of come and go. I'd have to look at my shelf.
True.
Thank you, Hustlebun. And next is Killamox with $19.99. Thank you so much. Saying, hi, everyone. Been a fan of Johnny for 10 years now. Your videos have gotten me through a rough time a few times. Love your content and always will. Wishing you the best always. Much love to Derek and Ash as well. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Killamox. You're one of our beloved community members. You gave them $20. Yeah, tell me that. Seriously, though, Killamox, it's always a pleasure seeing your name in chat. I love our Fight of Founder sessions together. You're a wonderful, valued community member. So thank you, as always, for everything. And thank you for the super chat.
Wonder how many people here have seen our playthrough of Four Swords Adventures, Johnny.
You should check that out. It's still there.
Man. Yep. Four Swords Adventures. Still there. I still love the Hinox moment.
The Cyclops stuff?
Yeah, the Cyclops stuff.
You will not get more perfect comedic timing on YouTube, I swear.
No. I love it.
That game ruins friendships, I swear to God. I love that game. Man, it really gets you riled up.
We had to work together so we could actually show what was happening on screen at half the time. Like, all right, you go. All right, we found out we can actually get the appear on screen if I hang back and we can see what you're doing on the screen. That was a lesson in just
God forbid that we could show you the dungeon when multiple people are on the screen.
Finagling things to work.
That game needs a re-release.
It really does.
It really does.
Better multiplayer functionality.
Top Dog with a really great idea. I kind of want to see this happen. I think you're onto something, saying I'm still waiting for that Food All-Stars fighting game. I really want to see a cheeseburger beat the shit out of a bag of chips. You know what? I'd play that. I would play that.
Yeah, that's straight just food fight the game.
It's like Fight Crab, but yeah, food fight. Instead of crabs, it's just food. Yeah, I love that.
Except it has that animation.
That idea, Top Dog. Let's see. Our next super chat is Late Night Sprites with $5. Thank you so much. Saying, thanks all three of you for inspiring my writing and art. Keep being awesome. Also, happy birthday, Mighty Number 9. Oh, wrong game. Wrong game jokes. Hoping for HD Legends. Mega Man Legends HD. Ooh. That would be so cool. That would be the dream right there. That and Legends 3, right? But no, Mighty Number 9 deserves no happy birthdays. Mighty Number 9 deserves to be consigned to the trash heap of gaming history.
Wow. Beaten with that woodshed.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was the worst game ever, but man, it was so just what a mess that game.
Yeah, I won't argue that it was absolutely a mess. I was saying, but I do think Mega Man's 35th anniversary is next year, and we can all use another Mighty Number 9.
Oh, God. I just hope. Can we please get something for Mega Man's 35th anniversary, whether it's Mega Man 12, X9? I don't know. I just you think they would have followed up 11 by now, given how happy Capcom have said they were with the sales of 11 and all the legacy collections. And I don't doubt that COVID, threw a wrench in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because 11's producer did say they were already working on the next mainline Mega Man game 2 years ago now. So there's got to be something coming, unless it was canceled. I swear to God.
We're getting 16 Robot Masters. It's the gauntlet.
No, I want them to bring back Roboenza. So if we can get all the COVID social commentary in Mega Man.
Oh, God.
Bring back Roboenza. Agreed. Oh, man. Next is $5 from ToonJ723, one of our newer community members. Thank you very much. Saying, whoever invented Christmas trees should be dragged out into the street and shot. Garfield, a Garfield Christmas special, 1987. Is that a real quote?
I think it might be.
That sounds like a Garfield quote, to be fair.
Yeah.
Garfield's pretty spicy.
I remember enjoying the Garfield Christmas special.
I don't even remember.
I never saw it.
He hangs out with the grandma who just berates all the sons and how dumb John and his brothers are. So it's you know what? I feel for this woman because they are idiots.
Oh God! Press Xmas to Jason says second wave of Roboenza. Johnny, what have you wrought?
Oh, I'm potential Mega Man 12 sales.
That's
what I wrought.
Mega Man hunting down all right, time to take this.
There you go.
This Vax.
Right.
I could go so much, but I'm not going
to.
Yeah.
Let's see. Next is $10 from The Crawl, saying, just FYI, FF11 is still getting new content. The team are teasing something big for the 20th anniversary, and most of the game is soloable now and is worth trying while FF14 is down. Hey, I didn't know that 11 was actually still getting new content. That's pretty cool.
If I remember correctly, I think movement was tied to 8462 on the keypad, the number pad. When it came out. God. I think that's how you moved.
Wow. It wasn't WASD? Like,
no, I don't believe it was WASD.
Oh my God.
Man, gotta love that.
Also,
well, that's cool though. So yeah, for those of you who can't play 14, 11's there for you.
Yeah. Also, Brandon Bovia pointing out, shit, not the Sigma virus.
I was about to say, I was going to go back to them and say, you know what? The way they could brilliantly weave this into the story is Robo-Enza comes back with the Maverick variant.
Oh.
Or the Sigma variant.
No, someone called Sigma, and they say Sigma what? And someone says Sigma balls, and the credits roll immediately after. It's like, wow, I spent $9.90.
Okay.
The crawl. I'm talking when it first came out. I'm not for those 8462. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, that's how it was set up, not WASD.
Oh, okay.
When it first came out, it's probably been fixed since.
Yeah.
All right, one more super chat for now, and then we'll go ahead and move on with the news. And that is Sonic and Mega Man 531 with $2 more. Thank you so much. Asking Kratos from God of War versus Asura from Asura's Wrath. You choose. That's a hard one.
Not played
Asura from Asura's Wrath. Doesn't he fight Akuma on the moon?
I think so.
Asura goes really over the top with the overpowered anime craziness. So I think I got to go with Asura.
I'm gonna have to give Asura the tip because I mean, not to put down Kratos' strength. I mean, the dude is an absolute unit, but it's not over the top.
No, but the problem is you can send him to hell how many times you want. He'll just escape every time. That's the problem.
Right. Well, that's just more about clumsy hell management. It's not really a testament to Kratos' strength.
Kratos is a master at Hades.
Yes. He oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, nice.
But
I mean, no disrespect to Kratos, but I think it's Asura.
Yeah.
I do. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on with the news. And this is an interesting one. This has to do with potentially one of the biggest regrets in gaming history on the part of Microsoft. So let's go ahead and get that up on screen. So we have found out via a GameSpot article published a couple of days ago that Grand Theft Auto 3 was apparently originally pitched as an Xbox exclusive, but Microsoft turned it down. They Rockstar Games, and this is according to a tweet by Ben Turpin on Twitter. In 2001, Rockstar Games approached Microsoft to pitch GTA 3 for the original Xbox, but Microsoft execs rejected them outright, forcing them to turn to Sony to make GTA 3 a limited time exclusive for the PS2. And then, of course, GTA 3 would then go on to sell more than 14 million copies. So that is
someone on Xbox like, nah, man, I got all my faith on this Blinks character.
Yeah, right.
I don't need your Grand Theft Autos.
That's got to hurt. I mean, that's got to hurt for Microsoft or whomever, specific people at Microsoft looking back and knowing that could have been theirs. I mean, I feel like this is almost a Nintendo PlayStation level blunder. Maybe not quite to that degree, but it's not that far off either.
Maybe, but I do wonder, would it have been as successful on the Xbox? Because the PlayStation was, cheaper and just everywhere. So would it have been as successful? Probably still would have been as good, but I don't know if it would have had the reach.
Remember, PlayStation also already had a lot of pull just from the console's launch. Like, people didn't buy a PlayStation 2 because, I'm getting Grand Theft Auto 3. No, they got it because it was the sequel to the PlayStation.
And a cheap DVD player.
Yeah, it was also a cheap
That's DVD how I sold it to my parents. It's like, it's a DVD player. We can watch movies off this.
Yeah. Remember, the sheer hype for the PS2 is what killed the Dreamcast. And I feel that is ultimately why it did bonkers on the console, because everybody already had it. Not necessarily because it's the next Grand. Because what was Grand Theft Auto around that time? It had two games that were like top-down, like crime simulators, I guess.
And that's one of the reasons cited for why Microsoft turned them down. They weren't impressed by the series of sales up to that point. Didn't really see a reason to believe in it. And to be fair, I can see that perspective. I can see why they would look at the GTA series up to that point and maybe be like, this probably isn't worth investing in as an exclusive.
Yeah, nobody could know that. Why. Nobody could know how much of a huge genre shift GTA 3 was going to be.
Exactly.
You just don't know that off the top of your head.
But not only did it sell more than 14 million copies in 2001, making it the best-selling title of that year, it would also have been the best-selling title of 2002, if not for its successor, GTA Vice City, which just underscores just how much of an unfortunate potential. I mean, again, it's true. Would this have sold Xboxes to the same degree that it sold on PlayStation 2, which was already in so many households at the time? Maybe not, and that's a fair point in terms of the divergent places in the market that the Xbox and PS2 occupied at the time. So. Yeah, but I mean, it's really hindsight is 2020, especially in this case. Yeah. And imagine how different the chatter around the GTA series might be now if things had gone the other way and it had been an Xbox exclusive. What if it had turned into an Xbox exclusive series? What if that had just laid the groundwork to make GTA, permanently kind of tied to Xbox? That could have been another timeline. Who knows?
That's just weird to think about.
The Sony and Xbox discourse on Twitter, it'd still be the same. Let's not mince words.
Yeah,
that is
whatever.
That is, definitely. Well, console warring. Yeah, that's. I think that's timeline. That's in every timeline. It doesn't matter. Console warring is always going to be console warring. People are going to be calling each other Nintendrones and Xbots and. What's the PlayStation one? What do people hold?
Sony ponies? Is that what it is? What is Sony pony? Man, so
it's really stupid.
I have no idea. I've never paid attention.
Do we know the actual does the chat know?
Sony pony.
God, I want to be a Sony pony.
I've heard Sony pony. I was gonna say. That's so stupid when I say it out loud.
Oh God.
Oh man. Imagine like spending hours of your life just calling people names on Twitter over video game consoles. I just can't.
Yeah.
Press X, Mr. Jason is cracking up. Ha ha ha! Sony pony. That's just I don't even know. All right. Well, I don't think we have too much more to say about this. Just kind of an interesting story to bridge to our final story. But we do have a couple of more super chats. Everyone being so generous. Thank you very much. Bongo Lover is back with 2 more Canadian dollars saying, LMAO, it's not a fetish, it's a commitment. Fair enough.
Keep telling yourself.
Hey. yeah. Whatever we're calling it these days.
It's true love, I swear.
Wait. Where did I heard that from? It's not it's a commitment. Like I've heard that somewhere before. I'm not sure if it's a reference to something.
That just reminds me of that meme. Why not both? Why can't it be a fetish and a commitment, right? Thank you so much, Bongo Lover. Next is Mwapi Mulinga with $2 more. Thank you so much, saying waiting for Sea of Stars is greater than queuing for FF14. Or maybe that you're saying waiting for Sea of Stars and then queuing for FF14. Could go either way. Either way, yes, I am waiting for Sea of Stars as well. I said it during our Indie World reaction. That game is made for me. I need it in my veins. It is Chrono Trigger, except not Chrono Trigger. It's obviously clearly inspired by it. They got Mitsuda composing. I need that game right now. I need to hibernate for a year so I don't have to wait for it. It's just, I can't wait for that. Next is $5 Canadian from Tommy Dionoth's Archives. Thank you so much. Haven't seen your name in a while in the chat. Saying, calling it now, Jojo Siwa is going to be the last DLC character. Sorry, Ariana Grande fans. Ludosity don't have the licensing money.
Hey, Ariana Grande's in Final Fantasy if we want to bring this back around. Just like
That's true. Wow, what a perfect segue. That is true. Okay, well, we do have a couple more super chats, but you know what? We can save those for after our next news story because, Derek, you did just serve me with a perfect segue. It is Final Fantasy. That is our last news story, and it is personally one of my favorite Final Fantasies we're talking about. So let's get that up on screen. So, FF6 Pixel Remaster is coming up pretty soon, and our very own good friend, John Cartwright, noticed on Twitter that some new screenshots that have surfaced in the latest episode of Famitsu suggest that this game is getting a bit more of a glow-up than previous HD remaster, previous Pixel remasters. And specifically, if you take a look at the screenshots of the opening of FF6 and the famous opera scene, it's got kind of an HD 2D Octopath Traveler style thing going on. And fuck yes, that's exactly what I want from this game. I don't know how much they're actually doing to the rest of the game, but it's kind of cool that they're at least taking these key scenes and doing the whole Octopath style thing with them. We've talked on this very show about how an HD 2D FF6 would be the stuff of dreams. And in a way, we're kind of getting that with this. How are you guys feeling about these screenshots?
They're definitely testing waters, I feel, with this one, because I'm two ways of this, because on one hand, I want an Octopath Traveler-esque Final Fantasy VI remake. Like, just directly inject that into my veins.
Same.
At the same time, I feel it is inconsistent with its presentation of the Pixel remasters as a whole. Because why show favoritism toward? I mean, I'm not gonna complain too much because 6 is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. But why show favoritism to this and not towards the other games in this collective series? You know what I mean? I just feel it's a little lopsided.
Is this the one that uses Mode 7 the most? Maybe they're just replacing the Mode 7 sections with the HD 2D.
This game is Mode 7. Like Final Fantasy Mode 7. That's what that's all 6.
Part of the reason might also be the fact that it's very clear to me that the style of pixelated characters in Octopath Traveler calls back to FF6 specifically the most. Like the sprites in FF4 and 5 are a lot more simplistic and less detailed than the ones in FF6, and maybe that's why. Maybe they just felt it was a bit more of a natural fit given the aesthetic similarities between Octopath and FF6.
Possibly.
Yeah, going full circle, I suppose. Maybe that's the point thematically. Again, it's really weird. How I feel that they want to like up the presentation for this game specifically, but again, at the same time, I'm not really complaining that much because I just, out of all the games I've been waiting for, the Pixel Remaster 6 is the one I've been waiting for the most. Because I just want any excuse to play 6 again is a good excuse. And I don't know if you guys have been like tuning into like not so much the games themselves, but the soundtracks.
I've listened to a bit of the soundtracks.
They have been killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been killing it with the Pixel Remaster scores, and I'm a very sentimental person when it comes to soundtracks and that sort of thing. Because when 5 Pixel Remaster came out, I started listening to the music in that one, and then I started popping up the old Super Nintendo variations, and that eventually just led me down a deep rabbit hole of other Final Fantasy scores. And I popped in 6's music, and I started getting teary-eyed because 6 makes me weep. Like 6 music makes me weep. And I cannot imagine like what it's going to sound like in the Pixel Remaster. I just cannot wait for it.
See, this has always been my my big gap in Final Fantasy. I've still yet to play 6. I played pieces.
Stop playing 4. You're in a queue. Play 6 while you're waiting to play 14.
Yeah, seriously, man, you have got to play FF6. It is every bit as incredible as Johnny and I are saying. And Johnny, you'll appreciate this. The very first album, like CD, I ever bought with my own allowance money, and this gives you an idea of how popular I was as a kid, was Kefka's Domain, the limited US release of the FF6 soundtrack.
It's not quite the same, but the first mixtape I ever made on cassette, not CD, was Final Fantasy VI, because I borrowed the official soundtrack from my uncle at the time. I was like 8-9 years old. And I learned how to do mixtapes with the cassette, and 6 was the first mixtape I ever made.
This is give it to Square. It's like, this is my love for you.
Yeah, I need this entire.
This is bringing back memories of how I used to sit in front of the TV. I'd sit in front of our old CRT TV, and I had gotten a CDR recorder / burner for the holidays one year from my parents, and I would use it because, of course, I did this. I used it to record sound tests in various N64 and PS1 games. So I had like burned CDs of Kirby 64 and Smash 64, all recorded line out with my CDR thing. And man, good times. The early days of being a video game music fan who lives outside of Japan. Good times. But no, dude, I hear you. Like, Uematsu has been doing God's work with the Pixel Remaster rearrangements of the soundtracks. FF5 is, all of them been amazing. FF4 and 5, I would say in particular, have been. And given that FF6 is already such a legendary soundtrack, and it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy soundtracks, I'm pretty sure I'm going to ascend when I start.
You got to climb up the tower.
This is Rapture right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to even really wrap my mind around what Dancing Mad is going to sound like. I can't. It's hard to even put it into words how excited I am to hear this, and it's going to be awesome. And then that's, of course, including the fact now that we're getting this HD 2D glow up, at least for certain key scenes. And I can't wait to see the opera scene like this. What's the opera scene going to sound like? Like, I can't wait for this. I really can't wait. And I'm glad that if I wish they all could have gotten this kind of HD2D glow up, but if only one of them could, I'm so glad it's FF6. I'm so glad.
Yeah, that's again why I can't be mad about this, because it is one, if not my favorite Final Fantasy.
Right.
At least single player anyway, because 14 kind of has ruined my life at this point.
I mean, it'd be kind of wild if they took the recording from Distant Worlds where they actually have people singing the opera.
Yeah,
the
I
Darkness
was
and
wondering
Starlight
if they might
version,
do that.
That would be kind of cool.
If they just took vocal samples from their Darkness and Starlight album, I would think they would do that as well. That sounds the whole Draco thing sounds amazing in live action. It does.
I've been lucky enough to see like several live orchestras who perform that song live, and every single time it brings me to tears. It's just amazing.
Yeah. So, or they could just pull the rug from under us, and it's the exact same voice samples from the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
I kind of think they're going to go live vocals with it. I have a feeling they are.
Same.
Now, do we think that FF6 Pixel Remaster is going to arrive this year? They've got about 2 weeks left. Do we think it'll make it? Or is this going to be
I'm thinking it's going to be January. Yeah, I think it's going to be January.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, no matter when it is, we know it's going to be worth it. And I can't wait to see what other parts of the game have received this kind of facelift. The ending, the ending is like it was so ahead of its time on the Super Nintendo already that I can think of several scenes in the ending that could benefit from that kind of facelift as well. I can't wait to find out. And also, console ports win. We talked about this, obviously. The console ports. Square.
Let's hope they fix the text boxes.
Everybody knows what they're doing. They're waiting until everybody buys it on PC.
Yeah.
And a year later, they'll release it on Switch, and people will double dip again. They want people to double dip. That's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to do what Derek was getting into earlier. If they don't fix the text boxes, because to me, it's not just the text boxes. It's also like there's a couple of things with the presentation I feel like it needs more tweaking personally. If they don't do that for like an eventual Switch release, I'm not going to double dip. Like, I will gladly just keep playing it on PC where I can mod that stuff to my heart's content to get my perfect Pixel Remaster experience. Because my God, I don't know how anybody can play with the type font they got.
God, no.
Right.
Especially when it's not an issue in Japan.
No, it's not. It's literally a line of code in the text file that you can easily mod out. Stupid. It's so stupid. Like, if they don't fix that, I ain't double dipping. If they do, maybe.
I mean,
Uncle Silver Gaming. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my uncle actually just texted me the minecart scene.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say the minecart scene.
Remaster. Yeah,
that would be. I could see that getting a facelift, and the serpent trench scenes too. The first person when you're swimming through the serpent trench. Yeah. That I bet could be. Yeah, that would look really.
Man,
cool.
You're saying these moments. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a small. I personally like one of my favorite shots of 6. It's a very small thing, but when you get into the first area, the blackjack for the first time, and you are flying towards the capital vector, and you get that shot of the building in the background slowly rising over the horizon with the searchlights and all that sort of thing. I remember getting to that scene the first time. It's all mode 7, obviously, but it's like I remember loving that scene so much. Oh my God, Doom Gaze is gonna scare the shit out of me. Pixel Remaster.
Yep. You're so right.
Yeah.
Oh God, there's just so and just like I can't wait to hear what they do to Searching for Friends. It's one of my favorite songs in FF6, and however soaring around the world map with that sunset glow is going to look in Pixel. Oh man, I just I can't. I need this now.
I'm super
I need
excited
to see it.
I gotta ask Johnny because I know people will probably be wondering this. When you get back to your Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy retrospective, will you be going with the original versions, or will you be going with Pixel Remasters?
So I can answer this somewhat. Because Final Fantasy V, I'm playing the Pixel Remaster of it. I'm going to be playing a modded Pixel Remaster because again, I'm going to be going into that. 6, I'm likely going to be playing the Super Nintendo version because that is the one I've been playing for years. And assuming the Pixel Remaster is not out by the time I get that video out, and it doesn't do anything monumentally awesome in terms of its presentation besides like the opera scene and all that sort of stuff, I'm probably just going to stick with the Super Nintendo version. when I get to the eventual review for that. I can't wait. Okay. Like I'm sort of the 5 video won't be ready for any time because I'm planning a January release for that. But I'm also like I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VI as I'm playing 5 because I really want to get to 6.
Yeah. Oh, you're cheating on her.
I'm trying.
It's like so. This is Final Fantasy 6 at 5.
Yeah. Final Fantasy
press Xmas to Jason with a Galaxy Brain idea in our patron chat saying what would really be perfect would be Dancing Mad with live orchestra and church organ, but Kefka's laugh is still 16-bit. Agreed. Don't mess with Kefka's laugh.
Yeah.
Kefka's laugh is iconic the way it is. Don't mess with it.
Did they mess with it? Because I know that Kefka's a boss in 14. I don't know.
14? Nope. Same exact laugh.
Same exact laugh.
That's awesome.
Wow.
They didn't change it. That's perfect. And they shouldn't have.
They know. Yeah. It's iconic.
That's so good. What was I going to say? They definitely have to keep Kefka's laugh the way it is. And there's just so much they can do with this. And I'm incredibly excited to find out. But Derek, if for no other reason, you need to play FF6 because it is the only Final Fantasy game, and I could be wrong about this, but it's the only FF game I'm aware of in which you can suplex a train while you're running away from it.
That is true.
All right, if that's not going to sell you on FF6,
hey, I'm very well. I've played through that portion. It's good. It's a good portion. I have played up to that. I will say. I don't
want to get anybody's hopes up. So I don't think it might be possible in the Pixel Remaster version of the game because you can't do that in the advanced release.
Oh, you can't.
No, you cannot. You
can?
Suplexing a train was a bug in the original Super Nintendo.
I didn't realize that.
Originally, a suplex train was supposed to not be suplex, but you could, due to an oversight in the coding, in the advanced version, you cannot do it.
That's one of those.
I can't believe they took it out. It's like it's almost like they're one of those things they kept just spoony barred, but for every other translation,
they should keep that in. Yeah, I hope maybe 6 Pixel Remaster will restore that bug. Because I think that's just one of those things that's become lovably weird about that game and the fact that it's even possible to do that. So I hope they restore
it doesn't surprise me that he could do that. That's the thing. This seems perfectly in character.
Yeah. And by the way, to answer your question, Spicy, the Gingerbread Pandaughter, these are strictly the original. They're based on the original versions of each game. So no FF6 advanced features. Yeah, so no additional espers, no Kaiser Dragon, no additional dungeon, nothing like that.
Not missing much. The Dragon's Den and Soul Shrine are nothing special.
Exactly. Yeah. So while I do wish that extra content was there, the content we're talking about specifically with this game, you're not missing much. I agree with Johnny. Yeah. So
I still have some Final Fantasy holes in my palette. I've never beaten 2, 5, 6, 12, and 12 and 15. Those are my gaps.
Just do the Castlevania thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Play through all of those.
All of them, yeah.
Perfect.
Even Final Fantasy Legends.
Well,
you're not missing much.
Then I'm getting into Saga.
You're okay Nathan, Christmas Nathan the VA with a good question in our patron chat asking Johnny, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game besides 14? Maybe this.
Yeah.
6. Okay, yeah.
6, gotcha. 7 coming really close, but 6 edges it out.
Nice. Yeah, 6 is a top 3 FF for me easily. It's just what a game. Well,
what if we'll supplant 4
that does bring us to the. Sorry,
I said I wonder if it would supplant 4 for me because I'd say 9, 7, and 4 are one of my top 3. I want to say.
If you love 9, it's not quite the same, but I think you'll like 6 for similar reasons.
I agree. And speaking of 9, my top 3 FFs are 10, 6, and 9. So, that tells you a lot about 6 and 9 and they're, this is going
on. Another one for the 10 Brigade because I feel like there are not many of us that will defend 10.
A 10 is like, 10 would be at like number 4 for me.
Nice.
It's up there.
Nice. And FF7 is like a close number 4 for me. I love 7 as well. But no, 10 is, I'm so glad that you're a fellow 10 fan, Johnny, because I think that game's fantastic. I just adore it.
Same.
Well, that does bring us to the end of the news for today, but we do have a few more super chats as well as a reminder in our YouTube chat from Real Radix saying, please don't forget the PlayStation Vita turns 10 today. I completely overlooked that. So happy 10th birthday, PS Vita. You were way ahead of your time and you deserved better. You did. I love that little thing. Love the Vita. Lots of love for the Vita. Okay, so to finish us off for today, we've got some super chats. Ninty Kid the Gamer with $20. Thank you very much for your generosity.
Dang.
Saying alt colors were a thing, but Nickelodeon said no on a lot of stuff, including that. Also, Rocco was soft confirmed by the devs, so he's coming. Of course, talking about Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And I had heard the former about Nickelodeon saying no on alt colors, but I hadn't heard about them soft confirming Rocco. So if that's the case, hell yeah, bring on Rocco. Sure. He was one of my very first requests for this game, so that's awesome. And thank you for the information and the donation, Ninty Kid. Next is $5 from AxeCon saying, what would your Kingdom Hearts nobody name be? Rearrange the letters in your name with an X, like Sora X equals Roxas. So I actually already have an answer for this. This is part of like my lore. I have a nobody. His name is Shax. This has already been established. Shax is my nobody. He had a hand in starting the Great Ape War. It's a whole thing. There's a lot of lore here. Our good friend Kitty Kong Fax knows a bit more about that. But yes, my nobody is named Shax. He's out there causing trouble, doing who knows what. What about you guys?
I already have an answer for this too. It's Jackson. If you were to take my legal name, which is Juan, Juan, add an X to that, rearrange it, you can make Jackson.
That's great.
Yeah. So cool. You guys have short names.
Yeah. What would yours be?
Mine would have to be Zerdrick, which I'm just cheating because I know Airdrick is
that's definitely the most Nomura-esque.
Yeah, I mean Airdrick is already a rearrangement of my name, so I'm just gonna slap an X at the beginning there. Boom, I'm done.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty cool, Zerdrick. I like that. And as
also
Johnny
close to
said,
Airdrick from Dragon Quest.
I mean, if you rearrange it, it uses all the letters of my name. I am Airdrick.
Yeah.
so Zerdrick, Shax, and Jackson. I think there's a game to be made starring us guys. I think we can
358 days over 2.
Over 3.
Over 3. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Next is Sonic and Mega Man 531 one more time with $2 more. Thank you very much. Asking Knuckles from Sonic the Hedgehog versus Yangus from Dragon Quest VIII. You choose. I haven't played enough Dragon Quest VIII to know enough about Yangus other than he's beloved. I know people love him.
Yangus is a bro. He hits pretty hard, but I mean, he's good at crit. I don't know. That's a weird one.
Knuckles voiced by Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel this.
Yeah, it's just the version of Knuckles who's stopping, one of Sonic's spin dashes with one hand and slamming him to the ground. Because if it's that version of Knuckles, I think it's
Knuckles might have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think I got to go with Knuckles.
8, so I have to choose Knuckles by default. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do love Yangus though.
$2 Canadian from Mohammed Abokar. Thank you very much. Asking Johnny, have you ever played a Yakuza game?
No, never have. I want to scratch that off the bucket list at some point or another because I got a lot of friends that play Yakuza, I swear by it, but it's also like, man, nah.
Right.
Those are long.
I got so much other
it's a huge commitment. Yeah.
So I heard.
Even one game is a huge commitment. I'm still working on Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I love it, but I've been playing it for 50 hours or something, and I'm still not done with it. So even one game is a huge commitment. All right. $1.99 from Hustle Bun. Thank you very, very much. Asking Derek, when is your FF6 Twitch stream?
I had somebody saying to me if they I have this whole thing with my channel points where they can redeem them for a game request, and one person was talking about how they didn't know what they would choose for me. They might just do my pick. That might be my pick. It'd be a while off, but I would eventually do that. I would like to play 6 on stream at one point.
I'm gonna be that guy and say, don't live stream your first playthrough of that.
Oh, okay.
You should absorb everything on your own time. I don't want to remove potential content from that sort of thing, but it's I feel you should just be you yourself and just you in the game, not Twitch.
It's sort of thing. See, if it was coming to Switch, it'd be a lot easier, but with it not, it's finding time is really tough for me.
Yeah, I understand. Right. I understand. You got to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, but it's also
And if Derek doesn't do it, that may actually be one of the first things I've been thinking about this, and that may end up being one of the first things I stream with my new PC, because it wouldn't be my first time. I played FF6 a billion times, but I would get to at least experience the music live on stream for the first time and react to each, remaster version of each track in the game. And I think that might be a lot of fun.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it'd just be you at your desk doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
His eyes swollen red.
Yeah. Putting my hand over my heart like, oh my God. Yeah. Orcanus Ofish 153 with $2. Thank you very much. After my own heart, saying, don't stop at Final Fantasy. Give us a Chrono Trigger Pixel Remaster, please. Yes, please. And do the whole HD 2D thing. Can you guys imagine the dream of an HD 2D Chrono Trigger Pixel Remaster? That would be very few things in gaming could make me happier than that announcement. Assuming it was
I'll be honest, I'd still rather see it as with the Dragon Quest XI engine.
Oh, I mean, that fully would be 3D?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really,
looking like
really
Dragon
cool.
Quest XI. I think that would be a bit more exciting for me personally, but still look good.
Hey, I'll take either one. Don't get me wrong. I'll be happy to have
because
either one.
A worst case scenario, I can just go back to the original.
Exactly.
It's also like, man, if there's a game that would love to get a modernized update, it's Chrono Trigger, because that is a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
It really just, and the fact that they might be doing a Chrono Cross remaster, which I do hope that turns out to be true, but the fact that, remaster aside, the fact that Chrono Trigger isn't at least on Switch yet, let alone any modern platform other than Steam, it's just mind-boggling. It is bonkers to me that they wouldn't just throw the Steam version, just do the bare minimum and throw the Steam version of Chrono Trigger on Switch, charge $25 for it. They could get away with it, and they haven't done it, and I don't understand. But it is what it is. I'm not the one paid to make those decisions, so. All right, our last super chat of the day, Hendrix Trog with $4.99. Thank you very much. Asking, is there another franchise from the Genesis/SNES era that you'd like to see get an HD 2D aesthetic? I mean, all of them, honestly, but I'm going to go with, we already talked about Chrono Trigger. That would be cheating. But I'm going to go with the other obvious answer, Mega Man X.
Yeah.
Give me Mega Man X.
So you took my answer. So we're going to share this one. We're going to share this one.
Nice, yeah. Give me Mega Man X through X3, if not, I'd say through X4, but then you got to do 5 and 6, and But
use that opportunity to fix them, though. I would argue you use the opportunity to fix them.
Good point. So if you fix 5 and 6, then let's get them all. But at least the first 3 X games in an HD 2D aesthetic, Sonic Mania, do more advanced pixel animations, lighting effects. Oh my God, that could be incredible, right?
Yeah.
What about you, Derek?
I honestly don't know off the top of my head. The first thing that came to mind was Super Mario RPG.
Oh, that's a good one. And that would look different because of the slightly more CG look.
Yeah, the isometric and the slightly more CG. I think it'd be really interesting to see what they would do with that.
That's true. And I guess on that note, DKC would be an interesting candidate as well for that kind of treatment. But great question, and thank you all for your incredibly generous super chats here, and for your time. We love hanging out with you all. But we have finally reached the end of episode 169 of today's News Tonight. But before we head out, as always, Johnny, please tell. I'm pretty sure our audience knows where they can find you, but just for the very few of them out there who might not, please tell them where on the internet they can find your amazing content, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You can find me on youtube.com/SomeCallMeJohnny. I review video games for a living, buy Raycon, Surf Truck Review, and all that sort of thing. But no, I tend to do games in a series of marathons. I just finished the Metroid series a couple of weeks ago, and I'm getting ready to go back into the realm of Final Fantasy to be on point here. And thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for inviting me once again for this. It's always a great time. It's a very fun conversation being with you guys.
Dude, it's our pleasure, and thank you in particular for being willing to join us on such short notice, because as we said, it was a bit of a chaotic preparation today because of various factors, and we love having you on the show anyway, and we really appreciate you being able to join us on such short notice, man. We're very thankful and very appreciative.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, and of course, thank you to all of you out there in both our Patreon and YouTube audiences. We love you all. We couldn't do this show without you here to join us for the show and watch it. So thank you so much. Seriously, we love hanging out with you guys and doing this show. So it means the world to us. On that note, we do have to give a special thank you to all of our patrons at the producer tier and above for helping to make today's News Tonight happen, because without your support, it would not be happening. So thank you a million times for supporting us and making TNT a reality. And of course, as always, we have to give an extra special thank you to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those fine, amazing, wonderful, incredible folks include Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Fangs, Dan and Twistle, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman 23, Adam O'Sullivan, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Romsky113, Critter XD, Kitty Kong Facts, Angel Martinez, Vedron Hotik, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Azrand127, Black King, Pagrima, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Titus Malvolio, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, Orem M, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Killamox, Eddie B, Kai Ed, Kit Fisto, Kenneth Lee Stingle, Jessica Toad, Deaneth, Kota, Sci-Fi Lullabies, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Hoobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron 809, Ryaner, Ditto M, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes in 60 Seconds, Nathan Steele, Spicy Pandaughter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchro Lord, Rosa Pardo Bowling, hey Steve's mom, Kotar Peck, Scuff 196, Kane Woolley, Skull Kid Tiger, Darksteel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Dinner Sonic, Darik, Jeff Ed, Stag Nasty, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Screamo Shaman, Mason Riley, Keel, Santi the Person, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Risemon, Calvin Atkinson, Hinaru77, Brooke Obscura, and last but certainly not least, Tarvold. Thank you all so much for your incredible support.
I don't recognize any of these Smash characters.
No.
Right? Thank you so much for all your incredible support of everything GVG is right here on YouTube, over on Patreon, on our Discord. We love having you in our community. And we just, we love that you support us, and we're so eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much. And with that said, if you want to find out how you can get on this list, as well as enjoy a bunch of other perks that we offer to our patrons, head on over to patreon.com/gvgaming, where you can support us starting just at $1 a month, which will get you access to our Discord community, which is the best damn gaming community on the internet. Seriously, full of such amazingly kind-hearted people. And if you support us at the live audience tier, which is just $5 a month, you can participate in our live audience for live streams like this, Today's News Tonight, as well as reaction streams, just like the ones you've been seeing today. So definitely consider that. And if you support us at that tier, you also get to participate in our TNT post show, which we're about to go do right now. So as always, thank you all so much. Once again, we love you. And remember, when we hit 75,000 subs here on YouTube, we're giving away a free Switch OLED. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and you might win. All you got to do is be subscribed. That's it. But that's it from us for today. We will see you on Monday for episode 170 of Today's News Tonight. Have a great weekend and good night and good vibes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.